Christmas time is here. Happiness and cheer.
It's Christmas Eve day at the London Food Bank, and it's a pretty special day, and I wanted to take some video of it for you because there's something I want you to see. I want you to see the place that London built. I just want you to see the generosity that came pouring in over this Christmas season. We were just not quite expecting it, but it's really fantastic. But look at all this. Everything's full up to the roof. As I've said before, these beer boxes are donated by Labatt's because it's the best way for us to stack things, and also for people who are taking the food home on the bus or whatever, it's easiest for them to carry. So we really appreciate Labatt's doing that. But look at all of this food, and it's just all come in the last few days. This is our biggest Christmas ever. We've never had this much food donated. Last year was the next biggest, and we didn't think we would top that. But look at all of this. Food everywhere. Now all of this food has to be sorted out. This has all come in from the trucks, and we stack it up. And then we have some special volunteers here today. We'll interview a few in a bit, put on some Christmas music, but you can see them all over there sorting it. And then you look all along up here as well, the other part of the warehouse. That's our walk-in freezer way at the back, but we have trouble getting into it because there's been so much food. That's how great London has been. More a bit later. Well, now as we're looking at all of these boxes of beer, it made me think of a very good friend of mine named Sean Quigley, who's here, down volunteering this morning. Now, Sean, you work at the Glencairn Resource Centre. You also work a lot on mental health issues in London. But this is the spot where you and I first met, at this very spot. When was that?
So this was about 2 years ago. It was a press announcement, or 3 years ago. It was a press announcement about the food drive in the fall that began. And I came over on behalf of Glencairn Community Resource Centre and to lend my support and my voice to that.
Yeah. Now, since that time, Sean, you and I have become very good friends. You're also on the citizens panel with me that's taking the Occupy London message and trying to get it out to citizens and working in coordination with the city. How have you found that?
It's been one of the most engaging experiences I've had in the city of London.
Yeah.
It's been about empowering and asking the citizens of London to get involved in some really important issues, whether it's a social assistance review that the province is doing, or the city budget process, or just being aware of the disparity in incomes that happens here in Canada.
That's so. Right. And this is Christmas Eve day, and you have come down along with some other friends to help sort all of this generosity. Now, look at what you have to do. Do you think you'll get all of that stuff done by the end of the day?
Absolutely.
No, I doubt it very much. But anyway, I was just saying earlier how generous London is, and we really saw it this Christmas. But you and I live in a town that's really generous when it comes to this time of year. But now we have to somehow take this generosity and start moving it towards change to help the people that are marginalized.
Absolutely, and London is generous. Yeah. London does care. London does get involved, and I'm always impressed by that, again and again and again, year after year, month after month.
That's right. Well, Sean, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Glad you took some time out on Christmas Eve day to help us out. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I have somebody very special here to us, and I hardly know him. But this is David Bilson. David is one of the managing partners of Our Traction, and many of you might know that Our Traction just finished doing our brand new website. They did it all gratis for us. It's a fantastic website, and it came out on the very day, David, that we discovered that we helped 3,500 families for the first time, a month. So that was really something. So when people drove towards getting more information on that, they came to a brand new website and got all that information. Can I just ask you how it came about that you folks opted to do the website?
Well, you know, we do a lot of stuff in the community, so we donate actually over $100,000 worth of in-kind services to the community each year. And we had a particular affinity this year to the food bank. Last year we participated in the Business Cares Drive. We raised 2 consecutive years in a row over 1,000 pounds each, and then we did a matching contribution financially as well from the company. So we raised over 2 years £2,000 and $2,000. But this year we really wanted to engage further and really help the families out with the Talbotville closing in St. Thomas and the continued job loss this year. We're the second highest. We just knew that second highest unemployment rate. We knew that the community was going to be hurting this year for food and families, so we wanted to figure out other ways that we can help as a company.
That's great, and I'm so fascinated by our attraction that I actually blogged about it, as you remember.
Yes.
I'm not a great writer, but I was just fascinated that you would take the concerns even of your own staff and how they're involved in the community and try to, as a firm, help them get their stuff done. I was just so impressed with that when I saw it. And then last week, Jane and I came down to see all of your team. Very impressive, but just what they all did. And you brought your family down today, is right?
Yes,
correct?
we did. Yeah, well, we've been struggling, over the past few years about really, what it means as a family to celebrate this time of year. It's about when they're little, the kids are little, it's about the gifts and about Santa, but we really wanted to, as they evolve, as people start to involve them in the community and what really giving back means. And we're fortunate, we don't have to worry about where the food is coming from on our table. We've got a nice place to live, we got heat, all those things that we take for granted. To really come down here and experience the food bank and understand the needs of the broader community is really important for me in the raising of our children. And we want to get, we want to steer away from the presence and the consumerism and really focus on community and years. So this is the first year our children are, old enough now that we feel that this type of participation is really important to them.
And what you just said is just why our attraction is such a great company that is, because that's the attitude. Merry Christmas to you, Dave. It means a lot to us. Thanks. All right, here you see a bunch of cereals and stuff that's come in, but I've got a friend here that I've just met just recently, although we knew one another on Twitter for a while. But this is Ed Jackman.
Hey.
And Ed, you're a good friend of Sean Quigley, who you just interviewed as well. But tell us a bit of your story. How come you're down here?
I wanted to help. I wanted to find something over the holidays I could lend my efforts to. Had some spare time. Single dad, so my children are actually with their mom this holiday season.
Yeah.
And I thought I would best use my time by helping those that are in need or those that could use the help.
Well, I know that you had emailed me or tweeted me a couple of weeks ago about trying to find a place at Christmas, and we really appreciate the fact that you came down here on the 24th, Christmas Eve day. But you also are pretty active on Twitter at trying to get our community more engaged in these social justice issues. I watch it from a distance, but I'm pretty impressed with it. What is it that drives you in that direction? How come?
Well, again, it's just getting more of these services connected and letting everybody know what each other is doing for a greater good. And obviously, there's a lot. London has many great services, and the community is so connected. And Sean will probably tell you that as well.
Yeah.
That there's no shortage of people that want to do good.
Yeah.
And of course, in some cases, there's no shortage of people that actually need that sort of help and that boost. And I think we all have a bit of time to do that. In connecting that community and being able to work with these social enterprises and places like Pillar and those sorts of organizations, I think we're doing a lot of good as far as bringing that all together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you're one of the best Christmas presents for me this year, just getting to know you in the last couple of weeks, Ed. Thank you very much for the help today. And
Thank
Merry
you,
Christmas.
Glenn. I appreciate it. Thanks.
This smiling face, I've seen a lot in the last few weeks, and I've just gotten to know Chris Moss. She's from the Pillar Network, sets up a lot of the coordination of volunteers in our community. But you got me on Twitter this morning because you saw that I was coming down to the food bank with some friends like Sean and Ed, and you said, hey, I want to help, so I could come down. Tell us a bit of your story, Chris.
Well, I was just sitting at home doing nothing, so I thought, there's a lot better things I could be doing than just sitting around. And my teenagers are at home in bed. They're not needing me right now. They're just waiting for Santa to come tonight.
Yeah.
And I love to just help out and be with people. So this is just something that's really important to me.
That's good. Now, it's great. We're setting up even more of a relationship with Pillar, which is great. But you and I had coffee this week at the Red Roaster.
That's right.
And we were talking about how many of these poverty issues really now seem to be coming out, right, and above the surface. And now we're beginning to see some of the challenges we're going to face as a community. I'm sure Pillar sees that. But things like that, and using Twitter and Facebook and all the other things, we're going to have to find a way of galvanizing the community.
Absolutely.
To do even more. Do you have some ideas on that?
Oh, it's just about being open and honest and just talking about issues. And I think if we can get issues on the table and be able to come together and work on them, all of us with our own strengths, that we could change the world.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens, this community that betters it, Pillar's going to be a big part of it.
Yes,
so thank you very much, Chris,
Thank you.
and Merry Christmas
You
to you.
too.
All right, Food Bank's a big place for families, and here this morning in came Dan with his daughter Grace. Now you've also got your wife and son here as well. But
They're just over on the other way sorting right now. So
no, I understand. That's good. How come you came down today, Christmas Eve day?
Well, I think it's important that Christmas time is a time of giving. It's a time of sharing, and it's also a time when we pause and we reflect on what we have. And this is just a way that we felt we could come down and sort of get involved in the true meaning of Christmas. It's just one of those small things we can do to sort of say thank you to our community and to our neighbors and to help people out.
Now, Dan, I think you helped to put together a whole bunch of young people a few months ago, right, to go for Community Harvest. What was it that you were harvesting?
We were harvesting rhubarb, I think, and also garlic. We did some garlic harvesting. That was something else. You don't really appreciate the full impact of the smell of garlic until you spend a day in a field of it.
That's right. I met Josh later on that evening. I could hardly keep him in the house. It smelled so bad.
It's so true.
Now, Grace, you play hockey at the same time as my daughter does, but do you enjoy volunteering down here?
Yeah.
Do you? You got a favorite part? You got a favorite food? What's your favorite food? No? Mine's macaroni. Yeah, that's good. So do you like hockey? You're a good skater, and your mom's one of the coaches? Or the coach, right? That's pretty good. Well, thank you, Grace. Dan, thank you very much for coming down, making our Christmas special. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, where are all these guys? This is supposed to be helping out at Christmas, and all of a sudden it's become a drag race. You guys, careful. Anyway, we're down here. That's Josh's little son Simon, and of course we know who his little daughter is, running all around. But we have a special secret Santa over here I want everybody to see. Now, oh, sorry. Look at who it is. London's best humanitarian, Jane Roy. Jane, this is a Christmas unlike any other.
Well, you know, it's the good and the bad, obviously. The bad in terms of 3,500 families a month, it's been really tough. But the goodness in terms of, you know, we've never had as many volunteers as we've ever had. We've never had as the donations. People have been incredibly generous. It's been great.
Yeah, this is our greatest Christmas ever, both for the amount of people, families needing help, but also for the donations that have come in. But for our first time, we've reached 3,500 families a month. That's never happened in 25 years. The public heard about that and responded right away. It's really great. But you don't get much time to enjoy this because you're on your way to Sudan. So what do the next few days between Christmas and New Year's look like for you? Really busy or not?
Well, they will end up being busier because it's year end for the food bank as well. It's one of the things we have to do. But the next few days, we're really looking forward to putting our feet up. You know, just the staff and the volunteers have just been, you know, it's been crazy. It's been good crazy, but it'll be great just to sort of relax and be with the family.
That's right. Listen, we've been around for a fair while now, quarter of a century. I know I look at, but thanks everybody in London, family and friends, for all that you did for us this year. We wish you a really happy Christmas season, meaningful one, and thanks for making ours so special. Right?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Rhymes of love and